First contact. The sleek research vessel Celestial Seeker dropped out of faster-than-light travel on the fringes of a yellow dwarf star system. Its iridescent hull shimmered as it oriented itself, sensors probing the planets circling the unremarkable star. In the ship's observation dome, lead researcher Zixara unfurled her tentacles in excitement. After cycles of searching, they have finally found it, a planet teeming with complex life forms, including a species on the cusp of interstellar travel. Their mission to study pre-contact civilizations was about to yield unprecedented data. Initiating stealth protocols, announced Troll, the ship's pilot. His scaled fingers danced across holographic controls. We are now undetectable to the planet's primitive scanning technology. Zixara's skin rippled with anticipation as she addressed her team. Remember, we are here to observe and collect data only. Under no circumstances are we to interfere or reveal ourselves to the indigenous population. The research team chirped and buzzed in acknowledgement. They had trained for solar cycles for this moment. Each was an expert in their field: biology, anthropology, linguistics, technology. Together, they would unravel the mysteries of this emerging spacefaring race. As the Celestial Seeker settled into a high orbit, the alien scientists clustered around view screens, drinking in their first detailed looks at the blue-green world below. Oceans and continents came into focus, along with the geometric patterns of cities and the metallic glint of primitive satellites. "Remarkable," muttered Krita, the team's biologist. "The biodiversity is off the charts. And look at the dominant species, bipedal like us, but with such variety in coloration and features." Zixara nodded, her eye stalks swiveling to take in multiple data streams at once. Indeed, their adaptability seems to be a key to their success. Now, let's focus our initial scans on population centers. We need to understand their social structures and interactions. As the days passed, the alien researchers found themselves increasingly fascinated by the species they had come to study. Humans, they learned, were a puzzling mix of contradictions, capable of both remarkable kindness and shocking cruelty. Fiercely tribal, yet able to cooperate on a global scale. Fragile in body, but incredibly resilient in spirit. It was their approach to reproduction, however, that truly baffled the aliens. "This makes no sense," Preeta explained, reviewing the latest data. Their mating practices seem completely divorced from the biological imperative to reproduce. They engage in the act recreationally, often taking steps to actively prevent conception. Vexilor, the team's anthropologist, waved a tendril dismissively. "You're thinking too literally. There must be some deeper social or pair-bonding purpose to these behaviors." Zixara listened to her team debate, her own confusion growing. In her species, reproduction was a straightforward, clinical affair. Genetic material was carefully selected and combined in laboratories to produce offspring with optimal traits. The idea of leaving such an important task to chance, or worse, to the whims of emotion, was almost incomprehensible. "We need more data," she decided. "Prepare the stealth probes. We'll need detailed observations of human interactions across various cultural and social contexts." And so, the Celestial Seeker deployed its array of invisible monitoring devices. Microscopic cameras and sensors floated down to the planet's surface, slipping undetected into homes, workplaces, and public spaces. The alien scientists watched, fascinated, as the panorama of human life unfolded before them. They observed families sharing meals, co-workers collaborating on projects, strangers helping each other in times of need. They saw art being created, music being played, stories being told. And yes, they saw humans engaging in the complex dance of courtship and romance. "Look at this," Vexilor called out, highlighting a sequence of footage. "These two humans have been engaging in a prolonged pair-bonding ritual. They shared meals, attended cultural events, and exchanged gifts. But they haven't yet mated or produced offspring." Krita's exasperation was evident in the rapid color changes rippling across her skin. "But what's the point? They're expending so much energy and resources without any guarantee of reproductive success. Zixara found herself oddly moved by the footage. There was something beautiful in the way the two humans looked at each other, something that spoke to more than just biological imperatives. Perhaps, she mused, their approach to reproduction is tied to something we don't yet understand, an emotional component that adds depth and meaning to the process. As the research team continued their observations, they found themselves drawn deeper into the complex web of human relationships. They watched as couples fell in love, as families supported each other through hardships, as communities came together in times of crisis. Gradually, a new picture of humanity began to emerge. These weren't just simple organisms driven by base instincts. They were complex, emotional beings capable of forming deep, lasting bonds. Their approach to reproduction, far from being inefficient, was intertwined with a rich tapestry of social and emotional connections. "I think I'm beginning to understand," Zixara said softly, her eye stalks fixed on the scene of a human couple cradling a newborn. For humans, reproduction isn't just about passing on genetic material. It's about creating family, forging connections that last beyond a single lifetime. The implications were staggering. How had this approach shaped human development? Had their emotional connections driven them to greater heights of achievement? Was this the secret to their rapid advancement as a species? As the celestial seeker continued its silent vigil above the Earth, Zixara felt a growing sense of excitement. They had come here expecting to study a primitive species on the verge of joining the galactic community. Instead, they found themselves face to face with a profoundly different way of viewing life, relationships, and the very purpose of existence. The humans, oblivious to the alien observers in their midst, went about their lives. They loved, they lost, they struggled, and they triumphed. And with every moment, they were teaching the advanced alien species a lesson about the power of emotion, the strength found in vulnerability, and the incredible potential born from the complex dance of human relationships. Zixara realized that their mission had taken an unexpected turn. They had come to teach, to assess whether humanity was ready for first contact. Now, she wondered if perhaps they were the ones who had something to learn. As the first part of their mission drew to a close, Zixara gathered her team. "We've only scratched the surface of understanding this remarkable species," she announced. "Our next phase of research will be crucial, not just for our assessment of humanity's readiness for galactic citizenship, but for what it might teach us about ourselves." The alien scientists nodded in agreement, their earlier confusion replaced by a burning curiosity. As they prepared for the next stage of their mission, none of them could have predicted how their growing understanding of humanity would soon be put to the ultimate test: the human enigma. As the celestial seeker continued its clandestine orbit around Earth, the alien research team found themselves increasingly captivated by the complexity of human behavior. Their initial bewilderment at human reproduction had evolved into a fascination with the intricate web of relationships, emotions, and social structures that defined humanity. Zixara, her iridescent tentacles rippling with excitement, called her team together for their daily briefing. "Today, we delve deeper into the phenomenon humans call love," she announced, her voice tinged with a mixture of curiosity and confusion. Vextor, the anthropologist, projected a holographic display of human brain scans. "Our latest neurological data is astounding," he chirped, his antennae twitching. "When humans experience love, their brains light up like a supernova. It's as if their entire neural network reconfigures itself." Krita, still struggling to reconcile human behavior with biological efficiency, interjected, "But why? What evolutionary advantage could this possibly provide?" The team fell silent, pondering this question. It was Zixara who finally spoke, her voice soft but filled with wonder. Perhaps the advantage isn't purely biological. We've been approaching this all wrong. We need to consider the emotional and social benefits." As if to illustrate her point, the ship's sensors picked up a particularly intriguing scene unfolding on the planet below. The team watched, transfixed, as a human male nervously approached a flower vendor in a bustling city square. "Observe," Zixara said, enhancing the image. "This human is exhibiting clear signs of stress, elevated heart rate, perspiration, dilated pupils, yet he's not in any apparent danger." They watched as the man carefully selected a bouquet of vibrant red roses, his hands shaking slightly as he paid. He then made his way to a nearby park, where a female human waited. "Fascinating," Vexlor murmured. "This must be some sort of courtship ritual." The alien observers leaned in closer, their own hearts racing in anticipation. As the man presented the flowers, the woman's face lit up with joy. She threw her arms around him, and their lips met in a passionate kiss. "Extraordinary," Krita exclaimed, her earlier skepticism forgotten. "Look at the neurochemical cascade in both subjects. Their bodies are literally flooding with bonding hormones and pleasure neurotransmitters." Zixara nodded, her eye stalks swiveling to take in every detail. It seems these rituals, inefficient as they may appear, serve to strengthen pair bonds. This could lead to more stable family units, better cooperation, and improved offspring care. As they continued to observe, the aliens began to notice patterns in human behavior that had initially eluded them. They saw how humans use humor to diffuse tension, how shared adversity often brought them closer together, and how acts of kindness could ripple through entire communities. "I think I'm beginning to understand," Vexlor said, reviewing weeks of accumulated data. "Humans aren't just driven by biological imperatives. They're motivated by emotions, by abstract concepts like love, hope, and belonging." Krita, who had been analyzing human art and literature, chimed in. "And these concepts aren't just abstract. They inspire humans to create, to explore, to push beyond their limitations. Look at this." She pulled up an image of the Voyager Golden Record, the cosmic time capsule humans had sent into space decades earlier. They launched this probe, knowing it might never be found, but they would never see the results. Yet they did it anyway, driven by hope and curiosity. Zixara felt a swell of emotion she couldn't quite name. "In all our travels, in all the species we've encountered, I've never seen anything quite like this. Humans are remarkable." Just then, an alert chimed on the ship's communications system. Troll, the pilot, quickly brought up a decoded transmission from Earth's digital networks. "Lead researcher," he said, his voice tight with concern, "you need to see this." The team clustered around a display, their earlier excitement giving way to growing alarm. News reports from around the globe told a dire story. A new, highly contagious virus was spreading rapidly among the human population. "This is unprecedented," Krita said, her color shifting to a worried blue. "The virus appears to be artificial, engineered to target human DNA with terrifying precision." Vexlor's antennae drooped. Given humanity's population density and global travel networks, this could be catastrophic. We're looking at a potential extinction-level event. The research team fell into a tense silence, the weight of the situation settling over them like a heavy shroud. They had come to study humanity, to determine its readiness for galactic citizenship. Now, they found themselves watching helplessly as a disaster of unimaginable proportions unfolded before them. Zixara, her earlier wonder replaced by grim determination, turned to face her team. "We have a decision to make," she said, her voice steady despite the turmoil in her hearts. "Our mission protocols are clear, non-interference in pre-contact civilizations. But given what we've learned about humanity, can we truly stand by and watch them face extinction?" The question hung in the air, heavy with implications. The fate of an entire species, a species they had come to admire, and in some ways envy, rested in their hands. Krita was the first to speak. "Our medical technology is centuries ahead of theirs. We could synthesize a cure, distribute it covertly. They need never know we were involved." Vexlor shook his head. "The risk of detection is too high, and even if we succeed, we'd be irrevocably altering the course of human development. Are we prepared to take on that responsibility? As the debate raged on, Zixara found her gaze drawn back to the view screen, to the blue-green planet that had captured their hearts and imaginations. She thought of the love she had witnessed, the creativity, the indomitable spirit that seemed to define humanity. "Look," she said softly, interrupting the heated discussion. On the screen, scenes from around the world flickered past. Despite the growing panic, there were moments of profound beauty and courage. Healthcare workers risking their lives to save others. Scientists working around the clock to find a cure. Ordinary people coming together to support their communities. "This is what we've been trying to understand," Zixara continued, her voice growing stronger. "This is the essence of humanity. In the face of unimaginable adversity, they don't give up. They fight. They adapt. They hope." She turned to her team, her decision made. "We will not interfere directly, but we will watch. We will learn. And if humanity proves as resilient as I believe they are, if they find a way to overcome this threat on their own, then we will have our answer about their readiness for galactic citizenship." The alien scientists nodded solemnly, understanding the gravity of the moment. As they turned their full attention to monitoring the unfolding crisis on Earth, none of them could shake the feeling that they were about to witness something truly extraordinary. The human race was about to face its greatest challenge, and in doing so, they would teach their secret alien observers a lesson about courage, compassion, and the indomitable power of the human spirit, a lesson that would echo across the stars for eons to come. Humanity's crucible. As the global pandemic tightened its grip on Earth, the alien observers aboard the celestial seeker watched with a mixture of trepidation and awe. The virus, dubbed Nexus 1 by human scientists, spread with terrifying speed, overwhelming healthcare systems and bringing economies to a grinding halt. Zixara, her bioluminescent patterns pulsing with anxiety, addressed her team. "Status report. What are we seeing?" Creta's tendrils danced over holographic displays, compiling data from across the globe. "The situation is grim. Nexus 1 has a 15% mortality rate and appears to be mutating rapidly. Human scientists are struggling to keep up." Vexlor chimed in, his normally cheerful tone subdued. "Social structures are strained to the breaking point. We're seeing widespread panic, hoarding of resources, and in some areas, complete breakdown of order." The alien researchers fell into a somber silence, the gravity of the situation weighing heavily upon them. They had come to study humanity, but now found themselves bearing witness to what could be the twilight of human civilization. Yet, as the days turned to weeks, something unexpected began to unfold. Humanity, faced with an existential threat, began to adapt and innovate in ways that left even the advanced alien observers astounded. "Look at this," Trull exclaimed, bringing up a news feed. "A team of human scientists has developed a revolutionary AI-driven modeling system to predict virus mutations. They're staying ahead of Nexus 1's evolution." Creta's color shifted to an excited purple. Incredible. And here, a group of engineers has repurposed industrial 3D printers to mass-produce complex medical equipment. The efficiency is remarkable. As the alien team watched, humanity's response to the crisis continued to evolve. Global collaboration reached unprecedented levels, with scientists, doctors, and researchers sharing data and breakthroughs in real time. The internet, once a source of misinformation, became a lifeline connecting isolated communities and spreading vital knowledge. "I've never seen anything like this," Vexlor marveled, reviewing footage of impromptu hospitals being set up in stadiums and parks. "Their adaptability is off the charts. It's as if the entire species is undergoing rapid evolution in response to the threat." Zixara nodded, her earlier anxiety giving way to a growing sense of hope. "This is what we've been trying to understand about humans. Their greatest strength isn't in their biology or their technology. It's in their ability to come together, to find creative solutions in the face of adversity." The alien observers watched in amazement as humanity's ingenuity continued to shine. Breakthroughs came at a dizzying pace. A teenager in Mumbai developed a low-cost, easily reproducible ventilator design that could be built from readily available parts, potentially saving millions of lives in underserved areas. A consortium of tech companies created a global network of supercomputers, harnessing unprecedented computing power to run complex simulations and accelerate drug discovery. Urban rooftops and abandoned lots were rapidly converted into vertical farms, helping to maintain food supplies as traditional agriculture struggled. Artists and musicians, despite being in isolation, collaborated virtually to create works of stunning beauty, lifting spirits and reminding humanity of the importance of hope and connection. As weeks turned to months, the tide slowly began to turn. The global death toll was staggering, the economic impact catastrophic, but humanity refused to be broken. Gradually, infection rates began to decline. New treatments emerged, reducing mortality rates. A vaccine, developed through an unprecedented international effort, entered clinical trials. Aboard the Celestial Seeker, the alien research team found themselves profoundly changed by what they had witnessed. Their earlier confusion about human behavior had given way to a deep respect and admiration. "I think I finally understand," Krita said softly, watching footage of cheering healthcare workers as a patient recovered. What we perceived as inefficiency in their reproduction and social structures, it's a feature, not a bug. Their diversity, their emphasis on emotional bonds, it's all part of what makes them so resilient. Vextelor nodded enthusiastically. Exactly. Their creativity, their ability to think outside established paradigms, it all stems from their unique approach to life and relationships. We've been looking at it all wrong. Zixara, who had been quietly contemplating the holographic displays, suddenly straightened, her eye stalks quivering with excitement. "Team, I believe it's time we reassess our mission parameters. Humanity has proven themselves in ways we never anticipated. I think they're ready." The implications of her words hung in the air. After centuries of searching, had they finally found a species worthy of joining the galactic community? The potential was both thrilling and terrifying. Just then, an alert chimed on the ship's communications system. Trell quickly brought up the source, a transmission from deep space, aimed directly at Earth. "Impossible," he whispered, his scales shifting to a shocked white. It's a first contact signal from the Galactic Council." The alien research team stared at each other in stunned silence. They had come to study humanity's readiness for the stars, only to find that the stars had decided to reach out to humanity. As the Celestial Seeker's sensors detected the approach of a massive council ship, Zixara made a decision that would alter the course of human history. "Prep the landing shuttles," she ordered, her voice filled with determination. "It's time we introduced ourselves to our human friends. They've more than earned the right to know the truth." As the alien scientists prepared for humanity's entry onto the galactic stage, they knew they were about to witness the dawn of a new era. An era where humanity's unique blend of emotion, creativity, and indomitable spirit would reshape the very fabric of interstellar civilization. The Nexus 1 pandemic, terrible as it had been, had forged humanity in fire, revealing their true potential to the watching cosmos. Now, as the skies above Earth prepared to light up with the arrival of their new galactic neighbors, one thing was certain: the universe would never be the same again. Cosmic convergence. The skies above Earth's major cities blazed with otherworldly light as the massive ships of the Galactic Council descended through the atmosphere. Humanity, still reeling from the devastating Nexus 1 pandemic, watched in awe and trepidation as their long-held dreams and fears of alien contact became reality. Zixara and her team from the Celestial Seeker had made planetfall moments earlier, materializing in the United Nations headquarters in New York. The room was a cauldron of barely contained chaos as world leaders struggled to comprehend the sudden appearance of not one, but two alien delegations. "People of Earth," Zixara began, her translator converting her melodious alien speech into dozens of human languages simultaneously. "We come in peace, with admiration and respect for your remarkable species. As she explained their mission and the years they had spent studying humanity, the room fell into a stunned silence. The revelation that aliens had been watching them, especially during their darkest hour, sent shockwaves through the assembled leaders. Before accusations of espionage or invasion could be hurled, the chamber was bathed in a soft, pulsating light. A shimmering portal opened, and through it stepped the imposing figure of Ambassador Sorlak, representative of the Galactic Council. "Greetings, children of Earth." Sorlak's resonant voice filled the room, somehow conveying both ancient wisdom and childlike wonder. "Your trials have not gone unnoticed. Your resilience in the face of the Nexus 1 pandemic has proven your worthiness to join the cosmic community." What followed was a whirlwind of diplomacy, cultural exchange, and technological marvels that would reshape human civilization overnight. The Galactic Council offered humanity membership, along with access to advanced technologies that would eliminate disease, hunger, and environmental degradation. But it was not a one-sided exchange. The Council representatives, like Zixara's team before them, found themselves captivated by humanity's unique qualities. "Your art, your music, your capacity for emotion," Sorlak marveled during a global broadcast. "These are treasures that will enrich the entire galaxy." As the initial shock wore off, humanity's adaptability once again came to the fore. Scientists eagerly collaborated with alien counterparts, unraveling cosmic mysteries. Artists found inspiration in alien cultures, creating breathtaking new forms of expression. Philosophers and religious leaders grappled with the implications of Earth's new place in the cosmic order. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Some humans, fearful of losing their identity in the vast galactic community, resisted the changes. Conspiracy theories ran rampant. There were protests and, in some cases, violence against alien visitors. It was in these moments of tension that humanity's true strength shone through. Leaders who had once been bitter enemies now stood united, calling for peace and cooperation. Ordinary citizens organized cultural exchange programs, welcoming alien visitors into their homes and communities. Zixara, watching these developments with pride, turned to her team. "Do you see now why their approach to reproduction and relationships is so vital? It's the source of their incredible diversity, their ability to forge connections across seemingly insurmountable divides." Krita nodded, her earlier skepticism long forgotten. Their capacity for love, for forming bonds beyond mere biological imperatives, it's their superpower. It's what will make them a force to be reckoned with in galactic politics. As the months passed, Earth underwent a transformation beyond anything in human history. Gleaming spires of alien architecture rose alongside human cities. Teleportation hubs connected continents, then planets. The first human colonies on Mars and Europa thrived with alien assistance. But perhaps the most profound changes were happening on a smaller scale. In homes and schools across the globe, humans and aliens forged friendships, partnerships, and even romantic relationships. The very concepts of family and community expanded to encompass beings from across the stars. 1 year after first contact, at a gala celebrating Earth's formal induction into the Galactic Council, Zixara found herself in conversation with Dr. Usha Patel, one of the key scientists behind humanity's victory over Nexus 1. "You know," Dr. Patel said, sipping a luminescent alien beverage, "a part of me still can't believe this is real. A few years ago, we were alone in the universe, fighting for our very survival. Now, we're planning joint scientific missions to other galaxies." Zixara's skin rippled with warm colors, the alien equivalent of a smile. "Your species continues to amaze us, Dr. Petal. Many in the galactic community feared you weren't ready, but the revelation of alien life might fracture your global unity. Instead, you've embraced this new reality with open arms and open hearts." Dr. Patel laughed, a sound that still fascinated Zixara with its musical complexity. "Oh, we still have our problems. Old rivalries don't disappear overnight, and there are still those who fear change. But I think surviving Nexus 1 taught us an important lesson. We're stronger together than apart. That applies on a cosmic scale, too. As they spoke, a commotion near the center of the ballroom caught their attention. A young human child, no more than 6 years old, had apparently slipped away from her parents and was now engaged in an impromptu dance lesson with a bemused, multi-limbed alien diplomat. The sight of the human child laughing joyously as she twirled with her new alien friend, oblivious to the historical and cultural barriers she was effortlessly crossing, brought tears to Dr. Patel's eyes. "That right there," she said softly, "that's the future we're building." Zixara felt a swell of emotion she was still learning to identify. Hope, perhaps, or something even deeper. As the celebration continued around them, Zixara's thoughts turned to the future. Humanity's journey had only just begun. There would be challenges ahead, ancient galactic conflicts, cosmic mysteries, the ongoing evolution of what it meant to be human in a universe teeming with diverse life. But watching the easy interactions between humans and aliens, seeing the sparkle of curiosity and warmth in eyes both human and decidedly not, Zixara felt a profound sense of optimism. The universe, vast and ancient as it was, had been forever changed by humanity's entry onto the cosmic stage, and humanity, in embracing its new reality, had unlocked potentials that even they had never dreamed possible. As the first stars became visible in the evening sky, stars that were now destinations rather than distant lights, Zixara raised her glass in a silent toast. To humanity's indomitable spirit, to the power of love and connection, and to the bright, infinite future that awaited them all among the stars. The greatest adventure in human history had only just begun. Cosmic legacy. 20 years after first contact, Earth had become a shining jewel in the tapestry of galactic civilization. The gleaming spires of new Terra cities stretched towards the stars, a breathtaking fusion of human ingenuity and alien architecture. Quantum communicators hummed with transmissions from 100 worlds, while matter transporters whisked people across vast interstellar distances in the blink of an eye. Dr. Aisha Patel, now a respected elder stateswoman and humanity's representative on the Galactic Council, stood on the observation deck of Harmony Station, Earth's first orbital megastructure. Beside her, Zixara's iridescent tentacles rippled with contentment as they gazed down at the blue-green planet below. "Sometimes I still can't believe how far we've come," Aisha mused, her silver hair catching the light of distant stars, from fighting a pandemic to exploring the cosmos in just 2 decades. Zixara's translator hummed as she responded, "Your species continues to astonish us, Aisha. Your adaptability, your creativity. You've brought a vibrancy to the galactic community that none of us anticipated." Their contemplation was interrupted by an excited chirp from Zixara's communicator. "Excuse me," she said, her eye stalks quivering with anticipation. "It's from the Cosmic Nursery Project." Aisha's eyes widened. The Cosmic Nursery was perhaps the most ambitious undertaking in galactic history, an attempt to create a stable wormhole network connecting all member worlds of the Galactic Council. It was a project that merged the most advanced alien technologies with humanity's unique approach to problem-solving. "Well," Aisha asked, hardly daring to breathe, "what's the news?" Zixara's skin erupted in a dazzling light show of joy. It worked. The first stable wormhole has been established between Earth and Alpha Centauri. The implications were staggering. Instantaneous travel between star systems would revolutionize commerce, cultural exchange, and exploration. It was a breakthrough that would usher in a new golden age for all sapient species. As alerts chimed across the station and cheers erupted from every deck, Aisha felt a swell of pride. The Wormhole Project had been led by her granddaughter, Dr. Zara Chen Patel, named in honor of the alien scientist who had first studied humanity in secret all those years ago. "We should go congratulate the team in person," Aisha said, already moving towards the nearest matter transporter. Zixara bobbed in agreement, her tendrils intertwining with Aisha's arm in a gesture of affection that had become second nature over their years of friendship. In a shimmer of light, they rematerialized in the control center of the Cosmic Nursery's Earth Hub, The room was a chaos of celebration, humans, aliens, and AI avatars alike embracing, dancing, and shouting in joy. At the center of it all stood Zara, her dark eyes shining with triumph. Like many of her generation, she was a living symbol of humanity's new cosmic heritage. Bioluminescent patterns inherited from her alien father rippled across her brown skin, pulsing in harmony with her emotions. "Grandma, Zixara," Zara called out, rushing to embrace them both. "Can you believe it? We did it." As congratulations were exchanged and the implications of the breakthrough discussed, an alert chimed on the main view screen. The Galactic Council was calling an emergency session. The mood in the chamber sobered quickly as council members from 100 worlds materialized around the holographic table. Ambassador Xorlak, looking hardly a day older than when he first arrived on Earth 2 decades ago, addressed the gathering. "Esteemed colleagues," he began, his resonant voice tinged with concern. "While we celebrate this monumental achievement, we must also confront a grave threat. Our long-range sensors have detected an anomaly approaching from the galactic core, a wave of dark energy that defies all known laws of physics." Gasps and murmurs rippled through the assembly. Solak continued, "Preliminary projections suggest this phenomenon could destabilize space-time itself, potentially unraveling the very fabric of our universe." As the council erupted into panicked debate, Aisha felt a familiar fire ignite within her. She stood, her voice cutting through the chaos. "Members of the council, 20 years ago, my species faced extinction. We were alone, afraid, and hopelessly outmatched. But we didn't give up. We came together, we innovated, and we survived." She gestured to the holographic display of the newly created wormhole network. "Now, we are not alone. We have the combined knowledge and resources of 100 civilizations. We have technologies our ancestors could only dream of. And most importantly, we have each other." Aisha's words seemed to resonate with the assembled delegates. Voices of agreement rose from around the table. "The human is right," rumbled Thax, the silicon-based representative from a heavy-gravity world. "We must unite in the face of this threat." Zixara, her tendrils rippling with determination, added, "Perhaps this is why the universe brought us together. Not just to explore, but to protect and preserve all that we hold dear." As the council began to formulate a plan, Zara stepped forward, her young face alight with inspiration. "The wormhole network," she said, her voice gaining strength as she spoke. "We could use it to create a galactic shield, a web of interconnected fields to stabilize space-time and deflect the dark energy wave." The chamber buzzed with excitement as scientists and leaders from across the galaxy built upon Zara's idea. In that moment, Aisha felt a profound sense of pride, not just in her granddaughter, but in all of humanity. They had come so far, learned so much, yet never lost the spark of creativity and hope that defined them. As the meeting adjourned and preparations for the greatest undertaking in cosmic history began, Aisha found herself once again on the observation deck with Zixara. They watched as ships from 100 worlds streaked across the sky, all united in a common purpose. "You know," Aisha said softly, "when you first came to study us, you were puzzled by our approach to reproduction and relationships. You thought it inefficient, messy." Zixara's skin rippled with amusement and a touch of embarrassment. "I remember. We couldn't understand why you would leave such an important task to chance and emotion." Aisha smiled, gesturing at the bustling activity around them. "But now you see, it's that very messiness, that beautiful chaos of human emotion and connection, that gives us our strength. It's why we can look into the face of cosmic annihilation and still find hope, still reach out to each other and to the stars." As they stood there, an human elder and an alien scientist, bound by years of friendship and shared purpose, both felt a profound sense of optimism. The universe had thrown them together, two species from across the cosmic void. Now they would face its greatest challenge together. The dark energy wave was coming, a threat beyond imagining. But humanity, standing shoulder to tentacle with their alien friends, was ready. They had faced extinction before. They had looked into the abyss and not only survived, but thrived. Now, with the combined strength of a united galaxy behind them, there was nothing they couldn't overcome. As ships of every shape and size soared past, carrying the hopes and dreams of countless civilizations, one thing was certain. The greatest chapter in the cosmic story was about to be written, and humanity would play a starring role.